Okay, this is a requested video. Um, I am going to be reviewing American Spirit Blacks. These are quite possibly my favorite cigarette. Kind of the only ones I'll ever buy. So, what I like about Spirits is trying to find the actual ingredients on the back. Just tobacco and water. I like Spirits because they are just pure. They're very nice, but Spirit Blacks in specific, très magnifique. So I'll smoke it and review it. So I got into smoking Spirits back in 2021. It was through an ex, sadly, but he smoked Spirit Greens, and I tried them, and I had the original, American Spirits, the yellows, and they were pretty good, but yeah, once I hit the Spirit Blacks, it was over. They're very rich in flavor. I've always kind of said there's a bit of almost like a vanilla sort of undertone, and something about it, They lasted a really long time, and that was originally what had really got me into them, because I was working food industry, and you go and you take a cigarette break, and you're sitting out there for 10 goddamn minutes. So this cigarette review, I plan on smoking the cigarette, and then that's it. Some other added benefits, I almost always have coffee or an energy drink. Caffeine and nicotine are quite possibly one of the greatest combinations of legal substances. Both horrible for you. I do want to say I don't think anyone should ever smoke cigarettes, because if you have any sort of addictive kind of personality, even if you don't, the substance itself is highly addictive, which is another reason why I like smoking Spirits, because they just have that tobacco. You're just getting addicted to the tobacco. You're not really putting anything else in your body, and because they're so potent, because they're so strong, you don't need to smoke them nearly as often. I'm barely even having a cigarette a day at this point. It's maybe a cigarette every couple of days. Granted, I do have a vape, but this is this. Some other things about Spirits. I'm trying to think how one should review a cigarette. I've noticed socially, a lot of people gravitate towards me because I smoke Spirits. If I'm ever at a gas station and someone comes up asking for change or for money, often I don't have cash on me. Occasionally I will, and I'll be able to give them $10 or some whatever. This one time I used a Spirit Black container to take all of the coins I had in my car to dump into, to then give that to the person, so as well as a cigarette. But that's, I don't know, something I've always noticed is whenever I've been offered someone a cigarette and they're like, what do you smoke? And I go, oh, I smoke Spirit Blacks. Here, do you want one? They're always like, oh, I haven't had a Spirit in a while. They're also really expensive, which I don't like it because it's expensive, but I do like the fact that I'm near limited in the amount of times I can buy a pack, because so I have to be very smart about how I smoke. This is what I was smoking, in case anyone can't tell from the colors that I'm wearing, and when this video is getting uploaded. I'm a Philadelphia resident. I come from the area. I'm in the city a lot, and so the Birds recently won the Bowl. Again, if it's not very like apparent from my YouTube or just my presence in general, I don't care about sports. I don't really watch a lot of games or keep up to date on a lot of stuff in the happenings of sports, but I do rep my country, Philadelphia, and so anytime Philly is doing good in sports, you gotta show up. And being in the city, so the first Super Bowl that the Eagles won, I was there. I came down for the parade, and then I had gone down that night when they won, but I wasn't in the city. I was like way out. If anyone's in the Pennsylvania area, like I was close towards like Collegeville, a bit of a ways out. And then this most recent game on Sunday, I was in it's an area between Westchester and Philly called Havertown. It's like pretty, I think it counts as a city owned, like a part of the city's county. But I was there. They, it was pretty clear that they were gonna win. I stayed until it was over officially, and then hopped in my car, drove to Center City on Broad, and was partying with a bunch of people. And again, one of the best party cigarettes I feel like you could have is the Spirit Black. Like I was walking, I had to buy a new pack because I had gone out. Like this is when did I buy this? I bought this I think that night coming back, because I had another pack on me, and I was letting everyone bum, because like, brotherly love, it's the city's vibe. But again, it just kind of goes to show, like, it's one of those cigarettes where if it's your daily smoke, if it's the thing that you are going to, people are like, we oddly gravitate towards it in a very sociable kind of manner. And I never really understood it, but I guess it's a pretty common thing for those who smoke spirits. Now, this isn't to say that American spirits or Spirit Blacks are the only things that I'll smoke. There was a time where I was buying Camel Crushes. There was a time where I was getting the Spirit Blues. I never bought a pack of greens for myself. I've smoked greens when it was an option, when it was around. But again, I think Spirit Greens are probably like the worst. The American spirits, nothing beats a Spirit Black. Like here we are, we're at 8 minutes, and I'm still pretty far from the bottom. And it's just, yeah. Now I also pack them pretty tight. Like these aren't, I got a pack and then I tap them, but I do pack it pretty tough. So they do last longer. But yeah, I guess more about the cigarette and my history with it. It's, like I said, it's kind of always been one of my go-tos. Spirits in general have always been a go-to, but Spirit Blacks, they're just something about the flavor, something about the way they hit, something about the length it takes to smoke them. They're just an all-around good cigarette. They're great for feeling depressed, chilling outside. Like, they're great for long car rides. I've smoked a plethora of these doing like DoorDash or driving, 2 hours to Jersey or some shit. So it's an old reliable. And as we get down to the bottom here, as always, I smoke them all the way down to the filters, because if you're gonna pay for a whole pack of cigs, you might as well smoke the entire pack. Now, again, with spirits, I do feel like they're not one of those cigarettes and where you should be expected to finish them. They're very beefy cigarettes. And I don't even finish all of mine. There will be, I think there's a clip in my pack right now, which is another great aspect of these cigarettes, is you truly can kind of put them away, pick them up, and they still got that great taste, that great hit. But yeah, that's the cigarette. This was requested by a couple of fucking dogs on my Discord. So I hope they enjoy. Again, paired with a nice coffee, especially sitting outside on a nice cool winter day as it is today. If I can turn the camera, there's snow everywhere, and so it's one of those things. Simple pleasure of life. But that's my cigarette review. Thanks. Hope this was entertaining.